Hey. Today we're going to talk about hats, boots, a return on your investment with your entrustments. So listen up. This is the Arable Leader podcast. I'm Karl Martin, and we're exploring true, brave, kind, curious leadership, leading from your soul. Hey friends, welcome again to the Arable Leader podcast. I'm Karl Martin, and this is a conversation about the 5 capitals. It's about investments and entrustments. And today I want to start with something that happened yesterday for me. Nikki and if you're watching this, then you're going to get the benefit of seeing me in a cowboy hat. I'm not even sure that's the right way around. Yeah, it is the right way around. You're going to get the benefit of seeing me in a cowboy hat. Nikki and I had been invited to sponsor an event which was for foster care in the state of Tennessee. And we've only been here like 14 weeks or something, so we know nobody and we know nothing. And so on the bottom of this invite, it said that the dress code was something called cowboy chic. And I didn't have a Scooby what that was about. And so I talked to all the people that I knew who might know what that was about, and they gave me what I can only describe as conflicting advice. So I said to Nikki, my wife, honey, we need to go buy a hat. And we need to buy some boots, because I'm sure that cowboy chic means hat and boots, right? And we can wear other things as well. So we went all out and we invested big, right? I got a very big head, and so I need to get the right hat and the right style. I tried about 50 on, all of them looked stupid on me. And eventually I found one that looked less stupid on me, and I put it on and bought it, and I got some boots. And I discovered a number of things about cowboy attire. Number one, a man who has never worn a cowboy hat looks stupid initially in a cowboy hat. And number two, boots are much easier to get on than they are to get off. I think my wife was pulling on my boot for, I'm going to say, about 25 minutes before. And I began to think I'll be wearing those boots for the rest of my life. And then the third thing I realized is how flipping expensive it is to get yourself cowboy chiced. And so we drove to this event, and when we got there, we got out of the car and we realized that nobody else had made an effort, or at least we had misread the whole of the invite. And so the hat stayed in the car, and I had to quickly take the neckerchief off. And for the rest of the evening, we felt like those new kids who show up at the school out of state when they've been told to wear a uniform and then no other kid is wearing a uniform. It was like the investment was huge and landed really badly. So if you follow this, you can see the hat, and here it is again. I mean, it's a very beautiful hat, and yeah, it's a very, very beautiful hat. And you may never see the boots ever again. But the point is that today I want to talk about investments that you make that cost a lot, that actually have a great return on that investment. Let's talk about the 5 capitals. By the way, Nikki and I laughed until our sides ached at how stupid we were, and how living in a different country and living in a different culture is just, yeah, it's wild. It's wild. So here's today, we're talking about 5 capitals. And you'll remember the 5 capitals. The 5 capitals are financial capital, intellectual capital, physical capital, social or relational capital, and spiritual capital. And we're supposed to invest upwards. We're supposed to take the smaller forms of capital, which start with money, and we're supposed to invest them for a bigger return, maybe even an eternal return, in relationships and in spiritual things. My plea today is for 3 things. My plea is that you and I think long-term, not short-sight. That we think beyond ourselves and beyond our tenure. Simon Sinek wrote a book called The Infinite Game. And in that book, he's talking about businesses that play the long game, businesses that invest with sustainability, businesses that ignore the shortcut, businesses that endure, that play for a bigger game, a bigger idea. And in this moment in time particularly, it's really important, if you want your organization, your leadership team, and your leadership as a whole to bring value beyond yourself, that you play the long term, that you play the long game, that you don't just go, do you know what, I'll take that shortcut, I'll take that instant hit. No, these moments of hard discipline, these moments of the development of habit are going to create a lifestyle for you that is going to endure even beyond your tenure. So think long term. The second thing I'm really interested in helping you think deliberately. I want you to think deliberately about your entrustments and your investments so that you act intentionally, not accidentally. Passivity, I often say, is the enemy of everything good in your life. And I don't mean that you need to knee-jerk react to everything and you always need to be actioning and doing something. What I mean is that every decision to stay, to go, to stop, to start is an intentional decision if you're going to invest well. I want you to be intentional about what you do with what is in your hand. And the third thing I want to make a plea for is generosity. I think the people that I admire most in life operate with open lives and open hands, not closed lives and closed hands. I choose to steward what's in my hands, not own it. I choose to realize that I have it in trust for those who will follow beyond me, for my children and my children's children. And therefore I tread carefully with what I have, and I act kindly with what's in my hand. Friends, I'm intrigued by some of the greatest organizations of yesteryear. Now, they weren't perfect in any way, shape, or form, but I'm intrigued by the way that the best organizations lived for something longer than themselves, bigger than themselves, and other than themselves. I'm intrigued by Cadbury, who created, I think, the best chocolate in the world. But they also created great work environments for their workers in a day and age when that wasn't normal. They created a village called Bourneville, and they looked after their people, and you could join a cricket team and you could get days off. And these things were not normal. I think of Thomas Nelson in Edinburgh. I think of Titus Salt in Yorkshire. And I think of some of the attempts today of the kind of organizations that you want to be part of, who really care for their workers. They care for people who are their employees, because they realize that it's people over profit. It's people and their lives over processes and product. So, my friends, I want you to think through this. You are the project, but you're not the object. You're the project, but you're not the object. It has to be all about you so that it will not be about you, so that it will be about everyone else in your life. The investment of your entrustments is designed to benefit more than just you. It is designed to benefit you. It's designed to benefit your life, but it's designed to benefit everyone beyond you. And if it doesn't, your financial investment just becomes greed. Your health investment tends to become just vanity. Your knowledge investment tends to just puff you up and give you kudos. Your relational investment becomes a very selfish affair. And even your relationship with God or whatever you think is beyond becomes very much about you, where you're at the center of everything and God has to do things for you. So as you process the 5 capitals, as you process investing in these things, I want you to think longer than you, beyond you. I want you to think wider than yours, beyond the scope of what you think you are responsible for. And I want you to begin to think deeper than the issue at hand, which brings us back to first order thinking. It brings us back to you are the project. It brings us back to working on yourself and addressing all issues in yourself. And so here are some seminal questions. What is the point of me? If I'm going to invest really well, I need to understand what my purpose is, what the point of me is. Otherwise, I'm going to be distracted by a whole bunch of other purposes that I might have imbibed and brought into my life. Secondly, what is the truth of me? If I don't mine out
what the truth of my personhood is, and what I really believe, and what my experience really is, and what it really feels like to be the other side of me, and what I want that to feel like, I will operate with distortions in my life and falsehood in my life, and I won't make the right investments. Third question, who has been placed in front of me and around me? And that's really important, because I need to know who I'm supposed to collaborate with and connect with in this world, because no man or no person is an island unto themselves. We're all team in some way, shape or form. And finding the right team and getting the right combination of team is going to be vital for me if I'm going to make the right investments with my entrustments. And then final question 4, what might be possible because of me? Or what might be possible for me? Because of what I'm for, who I am, who's been placed around me. Because that opens up the opportunities and the options for my investments of my entrustments. Wow. You see, when you begin to ask those questions and then you go back and ask yourself questions about finance and intellect and health and relationships and God, they become different kinds of questions. In the light of that, what should I do with my money? What should I spend and what should I invest? In the light of who I am and what I'm for and who's in front of me and what might be possible, what should I learn? What should I read that's going to disturb me, disrupt me and grow me? In the light of these things, what should I do with my body and how should I move my body and what am I getting myself healthy for? In the light of these things, who should be in my inner circle and who should be in my outer courts? And how should I order my relationships so that I become everything that I might become? This is, I can't overstate. I could overstate this, of course, but I can't overstate the moment that we're in right now, in its volatility, and its uncertainty, and its ambiguity, and its anxiety, and its anger. No one knows which way is up, and no one really knows which way the markets are going to react, and how, and which way the world is going to react right now. The only thing that we can truly control is how we react and respond. The only thing that we can truly control right now is addressing all issues in ourselves and how we're going to find some centeredness. How are we going to find some investments with our entrustments? How are we going to operate in relationship with other people? And so you will need to make some changes. Undoubtedly, you'll need to make some changes because you're not perfect. Your personal and leadership life is perfectly ordered to get the results that you're currently getting. Let me say that again. Your personal and leadership life is perfectly ordered right now to get the results that you're currently getting. In other words, if you want to get different results, you need to make different investments. So I plead with you and encourage you, think really hard about long-term, deliberate, and generous. Think hard about how you invest. Think hard about who you are, what you want, what you're going for. Think hard about who's been placed in your life and what might be possible for you. And take what has been given to you and invest them intentionally for a bigger and bigger return. I hope you've really enjoyed the 5 capitals conversation. And I'm not suggesting we've exhausted all the possibilities here, but I think we've come to the end of the current conversation. And I hope that you will engage with us and tell us what you thought about it, tell us what you're doing with it, tell us what action is coming the other side of it. As for us as a team, the Arable team, and as for this Arable Leader podcast, we're going to take a pause right now with the current rhythm and pattern because we're brewing something quite interesting. And we want to develop the quality of what we do, deepen some of the relationships and some of the conversations that we might have so that we might present to you something which is truly an investment with our entrustments. So for now, great to speak with you. Check out the cowboy hat. Be careful about the investments that you make financially with clothing that you don't need, but make serious relationships with what is in your hand.
You've been watching The Arable Leader with Karl Martin. Subscribe for more episodes with great leaders. And you can also listen to the Arable Leader wherever you get your podcasts. For more resources for leading in a healthy way, visit arableco.com and check out Karl's new book, The Cave, the Road, the Table, and the Fire: